Hello everyone, my name is Janina and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is not going to be about books, but about some anime that I really would like to talk about. And I thought I'm going to recommend you some anime that are extremely long, but are actually worth the watch. Because sometimes, for me personally, it's really hard to watch really long anime because I'm very used to shorter ones that are like 12 episodes long or 13 episodes long, because I can just keep up with it better. If they extend 25 episodes or 30 episodes, it's really hard for me to keep watching them. Normally I stick to shorter ones. But yeah, with this video I would like to recommend you some that are actually really worth it, and you should keep watching them even if it's sometimes really hard to stick with them. All of these that I'm going to tell you about are really incredible, and I love them with all of my heart, and I watched them all, even though sometimes it was hard because they have sometimes 100 episodes or over 50 episodes, and that's hard for me. But these ones are extremely good. They're not going to be in any particular order, so let me get started. The first one I'm going to recommend to you is Yakitate Japan, and it's a comedy anime, and it's about a little boy that actually would like to bake bread. It's seriously just an anime about baking bread, which literally changes the world. It's incredible. It's incredibly funny. The jokes are hilarious, the characters are hilarious, and the main character is a really sweet boy. The main character is called Kazuma Azuma, which is in itself pretty funny because Kazuma Azuma really... And he wakes up one day and is like, wow, we're only eating rice and fish and miso soup for breakfast. But he actually really likes bread, so he wants to become a baker, and the whole anime revolves around him going to a school and actually learning how to bake bread, and it's amazing. It's so absolutely funny. It's been a while since I watched it. It's maybe around 10 years or something, but it's absolutely incredible. It has 69 episodes, so it is quite long, but believe me if I say that every little episode is worth it because the characters are so funny, and it's, if you really want to laugh and you like bread as much as I do, because I'm German and all Germans really love bread, this anime is really for you, because you have these characters and all of these characters really want to become better at what they're doing, and they have special skills as well, which makes it even more hilarious. Some characters are so over the top, but it's absolutely incredible. So yeah, I highly recommend it if you want to watch something funny and that keeps you laughing all through it, and that's not too long, because 69 episodes is long, but it's not 200 episodes Gintama long, you know? So yeah, if you want to laugh and have fun while watching an anime, I highly recommend Yakitate Japan to you. The next one I have on my list is Hajime no Ippo, which is a boxing anime, and I think many of you probably know it already because it's super popular, it's outstanding, it kept me on the edge of my seat the whole time. It has 75 episodes, I believe, and that's just the first season, which is a bit older as well. I think it's from the beginning of the year 2000, I think, but it's incredible. The animation is really well done. The seiyuu are doing an incredible job. The story revolves around a young boy called Ippo who gets bullied on his way back home, and a professional boxer actually helps him out, even though that professional boxer obviously cannot box in his free time because he has a boxing license, so he's not allowed to do that, but he still helps Ippo out, and Ippo sees how strong that person is and he would like to be stronger as well, so he makes the decision to start boxing. After that decision is made, the story just takes off. We follow him, how he gets stronger after each match, how he wins his matches, and how he trains, and how his opponents are, and we see his relationships grow with his not teammates, but with the other people around him who are boxers as well, and it's incredible. And I never thought I would actually watch a boxing anime because I don't really like boxing in real life at all, because it's just two people hitting each other, and I'm not very fond of that. I prefer haikyuu or you know, team sports. But I'm very glad that I watched Hajime no Ippo because it's so incredible. I still have to watch the newer seasons and the specials and the movies, but after I was done with Hajime no Ippo, I was like, wow, oh my goodness, I just had to take a deep breath because it kept me on edge the whole time. It's very exciting to be in the story and in the matches, because the matches are so hardcore sometimes. Like, you really feel the pain of the people, and it's incredibly made, I think. It's very action-packed, obviously. It's very dramatic because people lose, people win, and that's always very hard to deal with in sports anime, I think. So, but if you like that, if you like dramatic anime, and if you like boxing, and if you like very good animation still for it being quite an old anime, I highly recommend Hajime no Ippo if you haven't watched it yet. The next anime on my list is Yu Yu Hakusho, which is quite an old anime as well, but I loved it so much when I watched it. Oh my goodness. It has 112 episodes, which is quite a long, but don't be afraid. Believe me, it is worth it. The main character is Yusuke Urameshi, and he dies at the beginning of the anime. Don't worry, he doesn't stay dead forever, but we follow him and his experience with death and what he has to do to get resurrected again, kinda. So we follow Yusuke in this adventure of ghost hunting and demon hunting, and he meets different people, obviously, on his adventure, who join his little group of people and who fight against evil, which is incredible. I love all the characters. We have, like I said, Urameshi, we have Kurama, we have Hiei, and we have Kuwabara. We have these 4 people come together, all from very different backgrounds and very different personalities, and they all fight together, and they're all developing in their own way, and it's absolutely outstanding. It's very action-packed. It's very your typical kind of shonen anime where you have like your main characters and they go on an adventure, and we have this group of people who stay together and are very loyal to each other, and they fight against like big enemies, and the enemies get stronger and stronger, but they still beat them. You know, that kind of Dragon Ball feeling. So Yu Yu Hakusho is something that you will probably like if you like Dragon Ball. It's an older anime, but the animation is great. I actually really love older anime because they're not with like the big huge eyes and everything is super colorful, but we have more like this plainer animation style, which I really love actually. If you want something with demons and a lot of action and fights and like some martial arts, I think Yu Yu Hakusho is going to be something that you will love from your very heart, because I did, and I really would like to watch it again. But like I said, 112 episodes is quite a long anime, and I still have so many others to watch, so I will keep my rewatch on hold for now, I think. The next one on my list is Hunter x Hunter, which is actually from the same author as Yu Yu Hakusho. If I say Hunter x Hunter, I don't mean the old one, but I mean the new one from 2011. The old one is great. I loved it. It's incredible. But the new one is still superior in my opinion. The animation is from start to finish outstanding. It never lowers in quality. The quality stays incredible. The seiyuu are all amazing. They did an incredible job with adapting the manga in my opinion. I watched the older ones and I wasn't too fond of the idea that they did a remake, so I took a long time to actually start the new anime because I was like, no, I like the older one, I like the old seiyuu, and they had all this new stuff, and I was like, no, I like my old Hunter x Hunter. But I'm so glad that I actually watched it, and man, I still miss this anime so much. I haven't even told you what it is about. We have that little boy, Gon, who lives on an island. He's getting raised by his aunt because his father left him on that island when he was just a baby. He makes a decision to become a hunter, which his dad also was. That's the main reason that he wants to be a hunter as well, because he wants to know what kind of job does my father have that brought him to the point to leave me alone. Gon strives to become a hunter as well and trains to do that. At one point he leaves the island to take a test to become a hunter. On his way there, he meets new people, obviously. He meets Killua, Leorio, and Kurapika, who become his best friends and who stay with him most of the time throughout his adventure. Similar to Yu Yu Hakusho, we have that group of people who stay together and who are very loyal and understand each other pretty well and who go through a lot. So we follow Gon through his adventure of becoming a hunter and traveling around the world and meeting new people, having fights and becoming stronger and training, and I love that. That's like one of my favorite things ever when we have that one character who gets stronger and more smart and who always keeps learning. And we have that in Hunter x Hunter, which is incredible. It has 147 episodes, so it's pretty long, but please, believe me, if you haven't watched this anime, you really should. It's super long, but it's so worth it. I don't think you will ever find an anime that is that long where the quality is that high. So I highly recommend it, and it's very hard sometimes because the story is sometimes super dramatic. It's worth every episode, and I'm still hung up on the fact that it is over, and I really hope that one day that the newer chapters of Hunter x Hunter are going to be adapted in a new anime as well. But yeah, Hunter x Hunter from 2011 is probably one of my most favorite anime of all time, and I don't think that will ever change. The last anime I have on my list of anime that are pretty long but also very much worth the watch is Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. It has 63 episodes, and believe me when I say that this anime is probably the best anime I have ever watched in my whole life. And I watched a lot of anime, but this one is undefeated since 2009 when it came out and I started watching it. It's absolutely marvelous. I don't think there's anything like it. It will forever probably be my most favorite one and the most incredible anime I have ever watched. It follows two brothers called Edward and Al, who at the beginning of the anime lose their mother, and they try to bring her back with alchemy, but it doesn't work. In exchange for the failed resurrection of their mother, Al loses his whole body and Edward loses one of his arms and one of his legs. Because with alchemy you have an exchange, so if you do something forbidden, something else is taken from you. So what Edward does at the beginning of the anime is taking Al's soul and binding it to a huge armor. So we have these two brothers who are trying to find a way to get their bodies back. I don't want to say too much about the story, to be honest. So the only thing I will say that throughout this whole story we have this really large conspiracy happening in the government and in these different states that Al and Edward travel to, and it's absolutely incredible. It's so intelligent, how the story is told, how the characters fit into the stories, how the relationship progresses between the characters. It's so well spun, and the animation is incredible from episode 1 until the last one. The music is just a masterpiece. I love the soundtrack so much. I adore the soundtrack. It's so well written, and the seiyuu are incredible. Just basically everything about this anime is A+, believe me. And if there is one anime on this list that you should watch if you haven't yet, it would be Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, because this is probably going to be my favorite anime of all time, and nothing will ever compare to this anime in my opinion. There's others that are just as great, but Fullmetal Alchemist has this deep underlying story and dramatic conspiracy that is just, I've never seen anything like it, and I probably never will. So yeah, if there's one thing you should watch, it should be Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. I love everything about Fullmetal Alchemist, but I basically love everything about the anime that I just told you about. Yeah, these are all the anime that I would recommend to you. These are all very much worth it. You will laugh, you will cry out of happiness or out of sadness, but every single one of these are very, very good anime. They're very much worth the watch, even though they're very long sometimes, but I highly recommend them to you. If you like longer anime, this should be no problem, but if you're afraid of longer anime, pick one of these and you will not regret it. This is all I have for you today. I hope you liked this video, and I will probably make some more anime or manga videos in the future, and if you would like to see more of that, then let me know. I hope you're all doing well, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye!